All right, and welcome everybody to another edition of Fans Talk TNA. Fans Talk TNA is a short conversation about what's going on in the world of TNA and Impact Wrestling, and you can join the discussion exclusively on TNAMecca.com. My name is Garvin. I'm once again joined by Team Beard Brother Nick. Say hello, Nick.
For the glory of the beard.
Now, we're both from Fans Talk Wrestling, so you can check out ftwpodcast.com for more about us and the other things that we do there. On today's episode, we finish up our preview of TNAMecca.com's Best of TNA 2014 awards. There's a few more being posted. We also talk a bit about all the news coming out of TNA over the last few weeks as they move to their new home on Destination America. The first award that we're going to talk about today is Best Heel. Best Heel, the nominations, James Storm, MVP, and EC3. Who you got?
Oh, that's a good list to choose from. I'm gonna nix Storm from the equation because I don't think he's done his best work yet with the Revolution angle. And as far as EC3 goes, he's been a really great heel, but his heelness has never really affected the company at large like MVP's has. And I think that the nature of MVP's heel turn, just the way he came in as a face with the Wolves and then the way he turned on them for his own personal gain, I think that speaks loudest as to the nature of his work as a heel this year. So definitely going to go with MVP on this one.
Yeah, no arguments. I mean, we all like EC3 and the work that he's done. But as far as being a heel, the heels that you like are the ones that you can't stand. And I really like EC3. The guy is incredibly entertaining. He's a guy that you can get behind, or regardless of the feud he's in. You know, he tries to push the crowd to dislike him, but overall, I mean, there are aspects of what he does, especially in certain storylines, like with his angle against Hardy or his angle right now with Rockstar Spud. I mean, you can kind of see both sides. MVP, on the other hand, is a guy who you can hate. He's very good at basically getting under the crowd's skin. It also has to do with who he's been put up against. So him going up against Bobby Roode right now, that is showing you, that he can carry that side of the feud. You don't like MVP. You definitely do like Bobby Roode. So yeah, overall, I'm with you. James Storm, I think there is a good heel there, but just like you, I'm looking forward to what he does this upcoming year. I think there's a lot more he can do. The second award we're going to talk about today is Mr. TNA, and a lot of originals here that have been nominated. We've got Bobby Roode, Eric Young, and James Storm. So who, in your mind, Nick, stands tall as Mr. TNA for 2014?
Roode stands tallest in my opinion. He's waved the banner hardest as far as on-screen representation goes. I could see an argument being made for Eric Young since he's done so much outside of the Impact program with just getting TNA's name out there with his various shows. But as far as who represents the company the best, I think that's Roode.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. I think Roode is a good choice. He is a guy that you can get behind. He's a guy that, basically is the main figurehead right now as champion, and just his rise to that feud and through that feud to get to the title, just shows that, TNA definitely put the spotlight on him. So who TNA feels like is Mr. TNA is that top guy for the company. All signs point to Bobby Roode. Eric Young, yeah, I mean, he has reached out and he's done a lot of things, and he definitely carried the company for a while as champion when it seemed like a lot of different things were in flux. But overall, I don't know if I would look at him as a top guy for the company right now. James Storm, same. He's done some small things. Obviously this feud and whole push with Revolution has a lot of things to look forward to, but definitely not top storyline. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bobby Roode as well. All right, so outside of that, again, if you haven't voted yet, you have the opportunity right now. TNAMecca.com. There's a bunch of polls still open for your votes. And all of these are going to be announced as far as the winner goes, closer to the end of the year. So definitely keep your eye out on TNAMecca.com for that. But outside of that, I mean, we've spent the last 3 weeks talking about these awards. We've pretty much ignored, or at least put on hold our attention to what TNA has been doing. But they've been doing a whole lot since we last really spent time talking about TNA as far as the present. And, they're obviously they signed a deal with Destination America. That is the big story. What that means is still evolving, but lots of positive news coming out of it. So, right off the bat, TNA, they officially begin releasing new episodes on Destination America starting Wednesday, January 7th. Then they're going to be moving to Fridays during the, starting the following week. So Fridays, starting January 12th, it's going to be 9 to 11 at night. So pretty much the same schedule that they've been having with Spike TV, but it's going to be moved to Friday. There's also going to be an encore presentation to air directly afterwards. So TNA will basically be going 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. every single Friday moving forward after that. This, like the initial episode of Impact, so the debut of Impact on Destination America is going to have a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. marathon, just straight of, best of and just a general introduction to the Destination America audience, to what TNA is, what they have done, and what they plan on doing. So, a lot of cool hype there. Another one of the biggest items to come out is the debut of Josh Matthews. He is going to basically take over for Mike Tenay on commentary. So, Josh Matthews is going to be your play-by-play guy. Taz is going to be your color commentary guy. Where that leaves Mike Tenay is actually also pretty cool. It's sad that he won't be on commentary anymore, but he's still going to be doing a lot of cool stuff with the, with TNA, and he's going to have his own show. It's going to debut, I think, maybe mid-January, but it is going to be called, TNA Unlocked, I think. No, I'm sorry, Impact Wrestling Unlocked. From the sounds of it, it's going to be a recap show. So what happened that week on TNA television, as well as a lot of backstage interviews, never before seen footage. So that's your second show on Destination America for TNA. A lot of other rumors going around that depends on how this goes. We might actually see Explosion move to the American market. And I'm just running down the list, Nick. There's a lot of cool stuff. PlayStation. Mm-hmm. If you're a PlayStation user, I'm not sure what type of account that is, but you can basically watch streamed television on your PlayStation. You're going to have access to Destination America, which includes TNA. So everything that airs on TNA on Destination America is also going to be available for all PlayStation users, which is pretty stellar. And there's a lot of rumors going around about the possibility of maybe we might see Impact Wrestling on Netflix based on how things go, just because of the major push as of late for Discovery Channel to move a lot of their content to Netflix. So, overall, wonderful vibes, right?
Absolutely. I haven't been this excited about TNA in a long time. I'm especially psyched about Josh Matthews being on play-by-play, because that's where we initially thought he was going when it was announced TNA signed him. Yeah. And I think a lot of people were scratching their heads as to why that didn't happen immediately. So for this to be happening now, it's great news. And I'm also glad to see that TNA is still going to be used on screen, because he has a lot to offer just as a wrestling historian from how many years he's been in the business. And I'm also really excited about Impact being available to watch on PlayStation, because depending on how that's implemented, if that's a PS Plus subscription thing, or even if it's just PS Network only, that's still a pretty big audience for TNA to potentially tap into. So things are only looking up right now.
Yeah, and there was a lot of concerns overall by fans that, hey, TNA is moving to a smaller network. That's a bad thing. But the fact that they're going to have a second show, that they're going to have really 4 hours on Friday nights, the potential that we might actually have Explosion debut for the American market as well. And yeah, this PlayStation thing, it seems like a lot of other doors are opening up for TNA, a lot of other possibilities. So yeah, while Destination America might be smaller than Spike TV, the PlayStation market is huge. I haven't seen any numbers, but just thinking of like how many people play PlayStation that I know, that watch streaming footage and whatnot on their PlayStation. I mean, this could open up doors that, we weren't even thinking about before.
Yeah, completely. I completely agree with that.
So, but yeah, like you, I'm really excited about Josh Matthews. I've had nothing but positive thoughts about, his work. As you guys may or may not know, Nick and I, we also do the Fans Talk Wrestling podcast, and that does cover some more WWE oriented topics. But our experience over there, we've watched the WWE Network, so we're very familiar with what Josh Matthews had done over there. We were both surprised that WWE let him go. So for TNA to pick him up, and to use him in this role, I think is fantastic. He's great on the mic. He's great for interviews, play-by-play. We've seen him cover matches. So yeah, overall, that's really a guy to be excited about. Cannot wait for the start of the year. But that's all the time we have for this conversation. We'll be reading and responding to your comments all day on TNAMecca.com. So let's continue the conversation there. Once again, this is Fans Talk TNA, and has been brought to you by TNA Mecca and FTWPodcast.com. For Nick, this is Garvin saying goodbye. We'll see you again first thing next Wednesday here on Fans Talk TNA. Have a great week, and Merry Christmas.